taxes, taxation. I mean, think of how many times in the run of your life you hear that word tossed around, or the many iterations of that word tossed around. But how many of you truly grasp and understand? Because, well, I mean, outside of what has been pounded in your head by your teachers, your politicians, your media pundits, those that rely on theft to sustain their income, they got a vested interest to make sure that you're always confused and confounded about what the real meaning of that term is. But taxation is theft. And I can prove that easily because I am a human being. As you can see, I'm real. This is me, 100% real. I'm not a fiction. I'm a real person. And I can tell you, in the 45 years that I've been alive, I have never once, ever in my life, and I can tell you this honestly, hook me up to a lie detector, anything you want to do, and I guarantee the same result will come back time and time again. I have never in my entire life agreed to allow anyone to steal any portion of my productive wealth for any reason. If I give out money, whether I go to the store and buy a computer or a radio or brakes from my car, everything I do, I should be doing voluntarily. If I'm giving money to someone, I have to do it voluntarily. Otherwise, anything outside of voluntary means I'm just a slave, an indentured servitude to some ruling class of some sort. So when you're talking about taxation and the many different iterations and examples of that, these are people that are stealing from me. And I mean, I try to tell people all the time they're stealing from me, but the rest of you, because you believe in the religion of statism, you don't want to believe that, even though that is basically the truth. It's undeniable. It's undeniable, except for those people that just want to go, no, it's not true. No. You can do that all day long or for the rest of your life. It's still never going to change the fact that 2 + 2 is 4 and taxation is theft. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called taxation. If it's voluntary, it's called donations. They don't call it donations, and that's for a reason. Because taxation is theft. Propagandists, snake oil salesmen will spin that to whatever way they can so that the people with really small minds or that are easily susceptible to falling for their narratives, well, even if you're not easily... Actually, most people, let's be honest here. That's actually something I probably haven't said enough, and I'm going to say it right now, is most people aren't that susceptible to theft. Think about it. Schooling starts at a very young age, and your parents went through that same kind of schooling, so even with them. So it takes all of that, your community and all the people that have been indoctrinated in the mentality, it takes all of them forcing that ideology universally for people to even believe in that shit. So actually, humans actually acknowledge, even at a very early age, even at a very young age, they acknowledge that taxation is theft. The only reason why they could grow up as an adult and believe that it's legit is because everyone around them has pounded that in their head. But there's still, even with that, I was in that situation, but at least I had a few people that said, but think of it, all it took was 1 or 2 people in my life to tell me that the rest of them were wrong, and my objective mind to recognize, yeah, you're absolutely right. Taxation is theft. Never promised or never gave anyone. There's no contract between Bennett Hunter and any central planning government or any human being that says, yeah, I'll allow you to take from me whenever you want. Taxation is theft, people, plain and simple. But they're going to make you feel guilty if you don't let your master steal from you, because they try to say, well, but we provide these things for you, so you should allow. It's all so distorted, but that's how it works, right? Got to keep your mind confused and confounded so that you don't question their narratives. They'll use lots of big words while they're doing it too. And credentials. Got to have the credentials so that you'll think, oh, they must be an authority on the subject. They must be my authority. Look at that credentials. If government gave them those credentials, or if they got the little cloth, right? Same thing. Every religion. Their perceived authority is a complete illusion. But if you're foolish enough to believe in it, well, it's not really illusion then, is it? It's completely foundational true if you'll fall for the shit. But now they're saying it's tax season. CBC special report. Do you read ebooks? Watch Netflix? you're probably a tax cheat because apparently there's some stupid law that says blah, 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 blah. But if you don't pay the government a portion, if you go to watch Netflix, if you're not paying your hitman, right, the mafioso, a portion of that, oh, you're a bad person. It's fucking unbelievable. But let's go on to the next one. And of course, it's CBC again. CBC. I mean, think about CBC. Of course, they're going to promote this shit. CBC the government steals $1 billion from Canadians, the 35 or however many of us Canadians that are productive in the workforce, tax farm, slaves, and serfs. I mean, they steal $1 billion to keep this propagandist fucking platform afloat. So, of course, they're going to regurgitate whatever the political masters tell them. They rely on that theft. So, of course, they want to promote that shit. Introduce sugar tax. Ban food and drink ads for kids. Obesity report. Number of obese children have tripled. Adults have tripled, and adults have doubled across Canada since 1980. A new Senate report. Who did? Oh, yeah, senators. Okay. Oh, yeah, more status. On Canada's obesity crisis, calling for a tax on sugary drinks and a ban on food and drink advertising aimed at children and government subsidies for health food. Blah, 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 blah. The report titled Obesity in Canada Makes... So once again, I mean, all political propagandists, I mean, they're not going to tell you the truth, that we just want to steal more money from you. They always got to come up with a narrative that you're doing something wrong and we're going to steal that money from you. Although don't think of it as theft because we're doing it to help you. So... right? Stroke your ego a little bit. But think about it. They always appeal. It's always the carrot and stick. Carrot, stick, carrot, stick, carrot, stick. There's no objective reasoning. There's no logic. It's all based on bullshit. I mean, the immorality is just... I mean, think about it. You fucking people must know. I mean, think about how immoral all this stuff is. And who ends up paying all these prices? I mean, who's going to be the ones that's going to stuck with these bills if they put a sugar tax? Like the rich people or... the ones at the upper echelon or the people that are part of the government, status, corporatist. No, it'll be the lowly fucks that think, well, I better listen to me. It'll be you guys. It'll be stuck, paid for all this shit. Why do you keep wanting to fall for their narratives? Shit slides downhill and you're at the bottom of the hill. Your politicians will avoid all that stench completely. Your overlords, all these fucks that are telling you this stuff, they get to avoid all that stench while it just keeps piling on top of you, and you're there, barely got your nose above it now. Like, I can't breathe. You got so much, but yet you're saying, but my master tells me this is good, so I better go along to get along. What the fuck, people, man? Grow a backbone. If you got a spine back there, it's for a reason. Stand strong. Hold your head up high. Broaden them shoulders. Suck in your gut. Have some resolve. Have some fucking dignity and say, fuck you, cocksuckers. I should be able to eat, drink, and do whatever the fuck I want. But see, that's the thing. Some of the people say, oh, yeah, but we got to pay for their health care for these obese people. You guys were the idiots. This is the thing about government. So governments, these fucking idiots in government, these central planners, control freaks, and sociopaths, they create this fucking platform where they force everyone to pay into this pool, right? Steal all your money to pay into this pool. And they're like, well, now that you are paying into this pool, well, we don't want these people to keep taking all out of the pool at the detriment of everyone else that's paying into it. But, well, you guys were the ones that set up that Ponzi scheme in the fucking first place. So what the fuck, man? If you didn't set up the Ponzi scheme in the first place, well, there'd be no way anyone would be able to steal from everyone else and benefit from the... Bam, bam. Banging my head against this fucking microphone or the wall makes about as much sense as the kind of bullshit narratives these fucking idiots put forward. But because most people are indoctrinated into the religion of statism, they'll fall for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Sad reality, man. That's why we gotta fucking do so much. That's why I spend so many hours every day. Every fucking day. That's how much I care. I get nothing. Hey, ask your government overlords if these fucksticks ever want to. Go ahead. Audit me. See if I'm making money. See if I got, maybe private funding from some Nothing. I got nothing. I'm just still me. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. I mean, well, I got my brain, my intellect, my body, my brawn. I got a lot, actually. But I mean, yeah, there's no secret people. There's nothing behind me. I got nobody backing me up. That when I do this stuff, I do it with no safety net. I'm like the Walinda brothers, right? Walking across the tight. I got no safety net. All the rest you fucks got to function in your life all the time for all of eternity with not just one, but multiple safety nets protecting you in case you ever fall. I have the courage and convictions that I'll fucking challenge all you people, all your narratives, and with the knowledge that you got all the guns, all the power, all the force and coercion, the collective concepts, the religions of everything, it's all on your side, but I'm still willing to stand strong and challenge you fucks. What's that tell you? It tells you that I've got something the rest you don't have. You have lots of other things that I don't have, but I have one thing that none of these central planners and control freaks will ever have: an independent mind that cannot be enslaved or imprisoned with their religious ideology. They can't scare me into it. They can't use fear, intimidation, and they fucking hate that. Holy fuck, do they hate people like me? It keeps them up at nights that there are people like me in the world. It's like, what the hell can we do? Well, we could kill them, but if we do that, it'll only spawn more, right? So there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do, and they know it, and they know it. That's what it is to be a loser. Losers have to, I mean, if you're a loser, you have to go to, think about it. If you can't beat your opponent, naturally, what is your only alternatives? Either give up and stop trying to compete with them, or cheat. That's what central planners do. They can't compete in the real world, so they have to cheat with mysticism, theft, lies, and the threat of force and coercion to get what they want. Winners don't have to use any of that, which is why they have such disdain and envy and hatred towards winners, which is why collective ideologies and all collectives ultimately succumb and fail in the end. It's just the way it is. Hate me for it? I don't care. That's reality. And I'm glad that for all of eternity, that I'm always going to remain on that right side of the fence. And why I will win. Even when you think I've lost, ultimately, I always win. It's Canadian Libertarian.